All right.
And you did unmute.
I did unmute.
Yeah, I could hear you before.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. You're welcome, Ryan. I have my cocktail now, so we can start. Welcome to our 20th season. It's hard to believe it's been 20 years we started this program and doing it this long. And we're also, right now, so everybody knows and they're on their best behavior, we are live streaming this. So we have people online that are paying attention. Hello, everyone. We're also going to record this. They're all waving. Yeah, so our 20th season. So welcome to our 20th season. That's Katie is my, since I lost my clicker, Katie is my page down. Okay, so here's what we'll go over. There are some people in the room that are new to the program, so we're going to go over some of the basics. But the season sponsors, Tom is from Gear West to be here to introduce Gear West, which is great. One of our big sponsors. We'll do a quick rundown of how Masters Racing works for those that are new. Changes for the season, as we always go over this time of year. Our package pricing, which if you don't know, is still available until the 15th of October. It's a huge discount, so consider those. We'll go over them again, and you can sign up tonight if you want. A race calendar, including other things. We kind of know how the entire Midwest season is settling now, so there's a lot of events, so we'll go over all of those. Oh, wow, that's nice. Love it. 30 minutes time limit in first meeting. Okay, that's good. Love it. Oh.
Does that mean our meeting's going to end?
Oh, now it's unlimited minutes. Like these pop up. Okay. Whoops. Go back up.
Sorry.
Page up. Championship jackets. So Mike O'Connor is in charge of our jackets. He was flying back from Mexico City, trying to catch a flight at 4 a.m. this morning. He ended up in Toronto at one point today, and I think now he's finally home and sleeping. So we have the jackets here, so we would like the few of you who won them last year that are here to try them on. We just want to make sure that the size is correct. So there's just a few of you, Randy and a few. So we've got that list here. So we'll go over that, and then just general Q&A, and then afterwards, for those here who are on race crew, we just like to have a quick get together as a number of you here. So, and that's it. So why don't we page down? Okay, sponsors. We can't do it without our sponsors.
Tim is over here.
That was Tim. So these are all of our sponsors, our bib sponsors here on top: High Tempo, Joe's, Gear West, Boygards, Taka, Cycle and Ski, and Pure Skate and Ski. These are our primary bib sponsors. You guys are awesome. Thanks, Tom, for being here. Gear West is one of our newest bib sponsors, so he's going to introduce Gear West to you guys tonight here quickly. Of course, all our various other contributing sponsors. Everybody's familiar with all of these. A lot of people race with us, like Pat and Chip. Hopefully we'll see him again this year. But they're all back sponsoring us again this year. Mike OJ. But I'll reiterate again that it is so important that you guys go shop at these places. I know many do already. When you do, please make sure to mention that you thank them for their sponsorship and buy stuff. Buy at least $1,000 worth of stuff. That's all we ask. I wish we could. But that goes a long way for our sponsors. They want to know that they're getting their value out of it. Now we do other things. We market for them on their behalf to the Midwest. So hopefully that'll drive online sales. We'll see. But so please thank them when you stop by. Yeah. Okay, Tom. Okay. Is it Shapey? Sheppy. Yep.
One ski that I think is a guy. Hi everyone. I know one person here that's Wally, so that's why I'm here, because my name is Tom Sheppy. I help manage Gear West. I'm an older guy that's been around a long time the ski industry, but I've been at Gear West. There's a few guys my age. I know Wally, but has anyone been to Gear West before?
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Oh, that's awesome, guys.
Don't come in when Kirk's there.
Well, yeah, well, I'm not gonna put that against you, all right? So, yeah, we've got Kirk Vesterstein from, used to be with Continental, and myself, I started when I was 15 in the business. Mark Rossell, same thing. For us that are older, I worked at Alpine Ski Shop back in the old days, so. But we've got a campus, which if you've been there relatively recently, we've got 3 buildings that are very, very unique. We're known as a tri-store or a Nordic store. That's been 27 years. But our Alpine store is only, this will be our 8th season. So we're trying to get our credentials up. And one of the ways to hire old guys that kind of can talk the talk, I guess. But we've been getting a reputation that anybody shopped at our stores lately, we know how to fit boots. We've been doing it forever. We know equipment. I was trying to think. I was told yesterday. I was asked this. I was told this by Janet up there. We like stop by tonight, and most of us have pro forms. We get our stuff. You're used to going to different shops. So why would you want to come to Gear West? This is our 2nd year sponsoring you guys. So last year we wrote the check, and that's about it. And I think we gave a couple of marks to it. I'm not sure how it worked, but this year, I think, as Ryan said, we'd love to see it. And realizing that you guys have got your relationships, you've got your deals in different places, but tuning, boot fitting, it's what we do really well. And I brought one ski just to tell you that we are a little different too. All you guys know about GPS, of course. We just brought it in this year. We carry Stokely, we carry Black Pro. We have a few Indy lines that a lot of shops don't have. We have all the other lines that everyone else has, but I brought GPS in this year. I've skied it. I skied out of the Phantom Wax too. If you guys have read about Phantom Wax, we have that. And you guys read about the new wax?
I've heard rumors.
So, that's wax. In fact, we don't have the cure box in yet, but this is a liquid wax application. Permanent, one time. It's like a CH base. They say it's going to revolutionize waxing. For racing, you can wax on top of it, but it's like a permanent CH. It penetrates all the way through the base. So you can grind, you can do anything over it. I skied it out at Copper this last year. This is the 3rd year in its development. And DPS has been the company developing it. It works. It's pretty awesome. So for the racing standpoint, you can wax on top of the base if you want to do it for special stuff. But here's a couple. We don't have the cure box, and I'll just tell you a little bit. There's a couple things on this. This is just propaganda from them, but it's a liquid wax that it's a part A and B. We have a cure box. It's a 30-minute altogether duration to do it. But once it's in, it's permanent in the base. It's not cheap, but for a lazy skier like me, I used to race, but I don't anymore. I get on my skis. I just want to go. I'd love to be able to wax my skis all the time, even though I'm at the shop. But this is one of those things that you do it once, it's done, and it works really, really well. So we're the only DPS dealer with this. Well, we're the only DPS dealer between Pennsylvania and Denver. So we've got a kind of a run up on the whole area. Has anyone skied any DPS skis before? I know this is a racing crew, but you all have the other skis too.
Oh yeah.
Do you know about DPS at all?
No. Yes. No. My German nephew on a pair in a whatever kind of drawing, and he just loves them.
They are
really very nice.
Yeah, if you look at Powder Magazine, it's got a 94 cat CR that we carry. This is a 106 whaler that gets all well. The 112 is also very, very good. So it's at the top of the chart for all a little bit wider skis. It's phenomenal. But this waxing is something that you might want to look at. We have no one drinks beer here, I can tell. We have pint nights that I stole this idea from Midwest Mountaineering, but we had a local pint night just a couple nights ago. And November, Thursday night, I think it's the 4th, we're going to have the DPS Phantom pint night. So I've been to the Midwest Mountaineering pint nights, get a glass and free beer. I think we're going to have Able Brewery out. So it'd be a great time to check out the campus, have some beer, check out the Phantom Wax too. We want you guys there. Like Ryan said, you're ambassadors. You're the people that tell people, hey, it's a great shop at Long Lake. You should check us out. We know how to fit booths. And so whatever we can do for you guys, we want to do. If you got pro forms, we'd love to put them through our shop and help you out. We do give 50% off of manufacturing, suggested manufacturing pricing on most every item in our store. You guys just bring your card in or tell us that who you are, and we'll give you the discount. One thing I wanted to, I'd like to, for those that have not been to the store and those that have, you go to our store in the next couple weeks, 3 weeks, introduce yourself to us, give us your email, and we'll give you a $20 gift certificate for the next visit, and we'll email it to you. So that'll be good for all 3 stores. So we've got a Bike Drive store, we've got a Running Nordic store, and we've got an Alpine store. It's a pretty cool campus.
Right next to each other, right?
All next to each other. Yeah. So I did bring, I didn't have much. This was like all spur of the moment, but I've got a bunch of these Swix wax books too that are really informative. If you want any, I've got a stack of them here. You're welcome to have one. I've got my business cards here too. We just would love to see you there. We'd love to see you at the shop. So, and we appreciate being part of this thing. Like I said, last year we wrote a check, but we really weren't involved. I think we surrendered bibs and we brought it, right?
Yep.
So this year, one more step over here. So,
and we'll see you at the Cosmic Camp. It sounds
oh
like.
yes, we're going to supply skis for that. So yeah, so absolutely. The local, she skis local, and well, she's got her own boots.
She has her own boots.
Yes, yeah. So I'll be there.
Great.
And I know Charlie's not here today.
Charlie, he's right there. He just showed up. He walked in the door 10 minutes.
Oh, Charlie, there you are. And Charlie asked me if I wanted to race last year, and I said I'd love to try to find. I've been teaching part-time at Buckhill too, so it's like finding the time to just do stuff is difficult. But
if you do, you race for free.
yeah, that sounds like a pretty good deal. So thanks, guys. Thanks for those that shop at our store. We really appreciate it. I'd love to see all of you. And again, my name's Tom. I'm there too much. No, I love it. Yeah, it's fun. So, yep. And thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
So yeah, we can buy online, but there's nothing like buying from someone who knows the products, right? So that's why these guys are great. So stop by Gear West. I know I'm probably going to. So I'm going to need new boots. So I'd like to hear the philosophy on boot fitting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just spent a week at last week at Boot Dock with Buckhill. We were going through even though we're old dogs, we still teach an old dog tricks. I've heard that something.
Yeah, and that definitely applies to masters. So
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, all right, so let's move on. Okay, so Masters Racing 101, just some quick slides on who Masters racers are. And this is, again, you guys have heard me, those of you have heard me say this before, I'll say it again, and those of you who are new, this is something I really want to impress on everyone. Midwest Masters is not a separate ski league, right? We are really an organization that tries to bring everybody together as a member of what we call a grassroots league. So pretty much everybody in this room, without exception, already skis for one of these million different organizations, more than one, all over the Midwest. So these are what we're calling all the individual teams. We just have NASTAR up there just because a lot of people do NASTAR. But Spirit Mountain has an adult league. Waltz Village is part of MRL. MMSC, the Metropolitan Milwaukee Ski Council. They're going to be joining us this year with a team at Granite Peak. Ski Challenge and MRL, of course, Midwest Race League, Wilmot, MAC up in Michigan, CMSC, etc. This isn't everyone. There's a ton of different leagues all over the place. I learn about new ones every year. So what we're trying to do is to get everybody to compete in Masters events as a member of their team, and you can represent your team. So that's going to be a new thing we do with our races this year. So at Granite Peak, as an example, this is the first place we're going to actually employ this. When you register, you'll pick which team you want to affiliate with as your grassroots club. I know many of you are multiple of these, so you'll have to pick one. So whichever one you consider your primary, and maybe we have some missings, but we'll work through that. But that's what we really want to impress upon people, is that Midwest Masters is not a totally separate group of racers. It's everybody, with few exceptions, have raced, continue to race in one of these leagues. How do Masters races work? So as most people know, it's one race, it's 2 runs, combined total time, just like the World Cup. We generally do 2 races per day, almost all the time now. So 4 total runs, which is great value. Over a weekend, we'll get 4 races in, or 8 runs. So if you think about, for instance, the Ski Challenge season, they have 7 races. So in one weekend, we'll do over half an entire Ski Challenge season. So you get a lot of value out of your day. Registration is online, but also each morning at the Hill from 8 to 9 a.m. So we allow walkouts. Start order. A lot of people who are new to Masters have questions about start order for great reason. It's very, you kind of want to know where you're going to go. In general, we do age class, oldest to youngest, and within each class, women go first. Every division is slightly different. Like at the national level, at big national races for Masters, the women are all together and they're totally separate race. But we don't have fields that big, so we don't do that. Rocky Mountain allows women to run their own class, I think after class 8, but I'm not totally sure. Is that it? Yep, and all women run together. But we basically put all women within their age class. And did I say something wrong? You're laughing. Okay, so that's how the start orders work. Classes are in 5-year increments, except age class 1, which is 18 to 29. That's one big class. So, Kyle, you guys are age class 1, right? You're young. You'll be in 1 for a while. So age class 5, which I'm going to be a member of this year, is, for example, is anyone 45. Yep. Halfway to 90. Now, this is something that took me forever to get a hold of. So how do you determine your class? Well, it's based on your age as of December 31st of that race. So if I turned 45 on January 1st, I'd still be in age class 4 because I was 44 as of December. So whatever your age is on December 31st of that year, whatever age that falls into, that's your class. Children, we do allow, as you all know, we do allow children to race as long as a parent or guardian is also racing. So we are a Masters organization. We are not an organization that allows kids to train in our races, right? So kids can race, but we want their parents or older brother or sister racing too. So if there are siblings, one's 19 and one's 17, they can both race. That'll work. Second run orders. Everyone can take a second run. So even if you don't start and you were on the start order, we'll let you take a second run. If you DNF, if you DQ, we'll let you take a second run so you can get your money's worth and get some revenge on the course, right? There could be an exception if we have a massive start list and it's a big race and we're crushed for time. We might change that rule, but that would be a game day decision. So as far as second run order variants, we are kind of creative with these. We have 2 ones that we've been using over the last several years. One is we just call the BIVO, even though BIVO has various meanings throughout the ski racing world. But for us, what that means is that after age class 8, we run an elite class or a special class, the BIVO class, that is comprised of the fastest 14% of the people people who finish the first run, regardless of age or gender. So, and then we follow age classes 7 to 1, 7 down to 1, and then children. The youngest children, I should say, always run first, and that's children, I believe, that are non-teenagers, so younger than 13. They always run at the very start. We hardly have any of them. It's very rare. We might have 2 or 3 at the max. And then kids who are 14 through 18, or 17, I should say, they run the very end, because they're typically super fast. They're used to runs. So they run at the very, very end. The second order variant we do is what we call a flip, and this was new a couple of years ago, and everybody seems to like it. So for those of you who watched the World Cup and you watch GS and Slalom, which probably pretty much everyone in here does, at least at one point, how they run that second run is they flip the whole field and run slowest and fastest. So it creates a lot of drama at the very end of that second run. So we essentially do the same thing. For class 8 and above, they run in their traditional order. So they'll run in their age class order, slowest and fastest within class and gender. But beyond that, age class is 7 to 1. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter if you're male or female, will run a full flip, slowest and fastest. So that way, the people who are leading after the first run will come down at the end, and it creates a lot of drama. We're all down at the bottom watching. So people seem to like that. We're going to continue doing that. So, and then typically there's an award ceremony on Saturday evenings at most of our races. And we have basically we have 4 major events this year. 3 of them are over the weekend, and 2 of them have banquets. So, and then season age class awards and other season-long competitions are out there. So we've got our Ironman trophy over here, and I think Kristen and Kyle were the winners last year. Congratulations, Kyle. You should actually. Yep. We screwed up the plaque, so we got a new one we got to put on here because we missed the season. And Mike had that. So Mike, my fellow board member, he was flying from Mexico City at 4:30 this morning and got stuck. So he had the plaque. He's probably sleeping right now. But Kyle, you can take that trophy and put it on your mantle since Chris is here. You should do that. Okay, next slide. Big change for the season.
Who's that?
We have a new race admin, Lily Mahan. I stole your picture from Facebook. I hope you don't mind.
No, that's fine. I don't care.
So I should stand up.
Yeah.
All right. Stand up.
Oh,
Lily is our
Don't let it.
Yeah. And you'll also be racing, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Fantastic. So we found Lily through Bridget, and she's happy to join us. We're very happy to have her. So we've been trying to teach her everything she needs to know. Hopefully she's getting a good taste of the personality she'll be dealing with also. You guys are pretty harmless. So you'll see Lily a lot more often. So congratulations, Lily. Welcome, and glad you're here. Me so far. Do you have anything you wanna share with everyone?
Not really.
Okay. Any wisdom you want to impart on to Lily? Watch out for leaves. Don't eat leaves right up early. Yeah, so that would be good advice. So everybody, make Lily's life easier. Register early. You know, help her with. That will make life easier for everyone. So. Okay, changes for this season. Otherwise, not really a whole lot, but a subtle pricing change. We talked about this last spring. So just so everybody understands, we changed the race fees from $15 per race to $25 per race. But essentially, for the vast majority of people in this room, nothing changes at all for you. It still ends up being $15 per race. So the reason we did this is we kind of wanted to simplify it for people who are new to the program. So as long as they know it's $25 per race, we'll subtract $10 if they own a valid master's license, which new people generally don't know whether they do or not, and they won't. In which case, that $10 that they pay of that $25 covers our costs for those licenses that we turn around and file and pay $14.5. Right? $10 off if you're age class 2 or younger. So that's the traditional young racer discount we've been doing for probably the last 5 years. And then $10 off if you're not a returning racer. So if you have raced with us, if you haven't raced with us in the last 2 years, we'll give you $10 off. That's usually
But you can get $5 back.
all of a stack race fees can be as low as 0. Not as low as -5. Oh, yep. So they could be free. For new people, there's a good chance they'll be racing. So also new this year, and this has been kind of an under-the-table training event for, I don't know, 10 years probably. The Buck Hill Thursday night slalom training is now open to everyone, and we're marketing it. And it's also included in the Steer Cup and the full season packages. So if you don't know, there is a Thursday night slalom training session, 7 to 9 at Buck Hill with coaching. It's totally run by Buck Hill. The kids aren't on Olympic Dreams that night. We get the whole hill. They set, they coach, we show up. And it is a great workout. Even just an hour doing that is fantastic training. So many people in this room do it. Randy's been doing it every year. So that's included. It's the price if you buy it a la carte is going up actually from $150 to $200 this year. So if you buy it a la carte, it's $200. But the package for Steer Cup alone is like, I think the max price is $309. So it's a pretty good deal. So that's included in there. So as far as rule changes, there's no rule changes. So again, skis and helmets, they're just recommendations. You're not required to have this stickered helmet. You're not required to have certain radius skis. They are strictly recommendations. They list the rules, but if you look closely, it says these are recommended. So that being said, if you go to Masters Nationals and try to leave the start of a downhill with a soft-geared helmet and slalom skis, they're probably not going to let you leave the start. So within reason. So, okay, so the package pricing tonight. Who here in this room is aware that we've been doing this? Okay, most people. Okay, that's good. So we started these 3 seasons ago. They are great for us because we can get you all set up, and Lily's job becomes easier. All of our jobs become easier for running the race by basically saying what you're going to do for the season. We get you pre-registered, take care of your license. All that's done. So I know this is probably hard to read, but basically we're offering a full season package, and the prices vary a little bit based upon those same rules we talked about earlier, whether you're a returning racer or a young racer, right? But for the full season, which includes your USSA membership, everything on our calendar with the exception of the Copper Camp, and I think that's the only thing that's missing. If you're the highest paying person, that's $599. That includes your master's license. So many of you already purchased that this year. So that includes your master's license. Now these are all available until the 15th, but if you want to sign up tonight or you want to ask one of us about them tonight, we can sign you up. But it's all on the website. All of this stuff is out there. You can read about it. You can buy just the Granite Peak weekend. You can buy just the Spirit Mountain weekend. You can buy just the Afton weekend, or buy the Steer Cup race and train package. So the Steer Cup deal includes the slalom training at Buck Hill. Of course, the full season does too. So $200 of that $599 is right there. So you can see how good a deal it is. So these are heavily discounted. We're not really thinking about whether we make money on this or not. We just want to get everybody registered. It's a huge help for us. So any questions on this? I know there might. And I know it's not. Correct. Yep. So, and your master's license. So if you just did your master's license and the slalom training, that's $315. So for another, whatever that is, $270 or whatever it is. You get all the racing, you get the cos camp, you get. Yep. Everything is included with the exception of, all Masters events hosted by Masters except the Copper Camp.
I know. Too bad we can't slide that in there.
So, but the Copper Camp really helps us. I mean, you guys can go, we'll talk about that later. But the people understand this concept. it's kind of like what we had years ago when we had the red, white, and blue packages back in the old days. We're kind of shifting back towards that, but this is really geared towards, like you guys, all the hardcore folks. It'll save you a lot of money. You guys know what your schedule is going to be, so this helps us get you all registered. So, okay, new suits. So a subtly different design. There's actually some. There's a couple of. They're sitting on the tables here. This is the pattern. They just gave us a sample, so you can see it up close. The white one over here. So they're about $400. Aura Teamwear is making them again. So we updated the logo and updated the design a little bit. They're great suits. Aura makes awesome suits. You can see there's your Western. So all our bib sponsors are on there. It's another part of that package. So buy one. There will be an online store again. There will be a link in all the newsletters. So it should be active in the last newsletter. So if you want to go buy one, you can go find the link in the last newsletter. And if for some reason it's not working, just email us and we'll get the link to you. So there's a padded and a non-padded version. You can get either color, padded or non-padded. A lot of people like the non-padded because it's a speed suit, right? So, yeah, so that's that. Okay, let's get into the calendar. Okay, so but first, a quick 101 on, some people get confused with how to find the races and the events on our webpage. I just want to go over where to find them. So this is the home page. If you go to midwestmasters.org and click on home up there, this is what comes up. And you'll see on the left side here, this is a kind of a shortcut way to navigate to our races and events. So there's 3 places to look. So for races, click again, or down, page down. So obviously you can click on the main menu, that races tab, that will bring you to a new page that lists all the races for the season. Now there are filtering options there. You can filter by discipline or previous races or upcoming races. There's drop-down boxes for that, but that's how you can get to the complete list. Only upcoming races, just the next 5 are shown here. So a lot of times people make comments, well, it's not on the web page. It's because they're thinking this is all the races for the season, but it's not. So that's why we changed this text now, because it just said upcoming races or something. Click for all upcoming races. If you click here, it's the same as clicking up there. So that's just the next 5 that are coming up. For events, now what's different between a race and an event? And a race is obviously where you're registering to compete in a race. An event is something that's not a race, like the Cosmic Camp or the Copper Mountain Camp or one of the training sessions we have. So events, same idea. They're all down here. There's 5 of them. Or you can click on the events next to races. For other purchasable items, they're all up here. So like GS suit, buying lift tickets for the Copper Camp, become a gate sponsor, that's old, we took that off. The package pricing, all the preseason packages, if you go to the website now, you'll see them listed up here, so that's where you can buy them. They'll show you all the details for each of those. So if you're curious about those, go to the website and click up there, you'll find them. And other things we have. So any questions on that at all? You guys all know this for the most part. Okay, so NASCAR National Pace Setter Trials. So the last, 4 or 5 years we've been doing this. So Midwest Masters has gone out with a small crew, and we've actually been setting the course for the USE team, which is cool. So Ken actually helped the first year. Ken and I went out. After that, we've had a bunch of, that was what, 5 years ago, probably? Yep. So, but I don't know if anyone else here went out. Last year, yeah. So I don't know when the date is this year. I know it's at Copper Mountain, but Mr. Manson hasn't gotten back to us yet. I know Andrew Weibrecht, Darren Rawls, Casey Puckett, and all the usuals will be there. I think Kaz will be there again. Don't know the date, but if you are interested in attending this and getting a true national handicap directly off of these folks, skiing, of course, you might be familiar with racing because people have said it before. you could come out. So it's going to be something. It's probably going to be the weekend before Thanksgiving, I guess. So, but let me know. I don't know that I'm going out, but if there's enough interest, we'll make it happen. So I know Brian Phelps wants to go again. This gentleman right here. We were all really drunk there. So
Except me.
Except him.
The driver.
He was drunk. So we went to meet with all of the. Yeah, we went to meet with all the USC team folks and Bill Madsen the night before. It's a great way to meet these guys. Darren Rawls, he's hilarious. He's blast. He's really talkative, fun to hang out with. But we went out and had beers with all these folks, and then, I can't remember who bought the first round. One of us bought, but then John Gleason was going to buy the second round. And we had a few, and then we ended up walking out, and we were walking fast, I guess, because it was kind of cold, or we wanted to get back, or whatever. I guess the bartender came running out after us because John hadn't eaten. But we were walking fast, so he didn't catch us. And Kaz ended up picking up the bill. So we had a World Cup Olympian cover our bar tab for us. So we gave John a lot of grief. But it was funny, actually. So what's next? The Copper Camp, November 25th through 28th. That's Sunday through Wednesday, right after Thanksgiving. So it's kind of a good weekend for travel. It's also a great. We used to be doing the camp before Thanksgiving. This is a much better time to do it. Today there's more snow. It's probably a slightly better travel time, and also lane space is less restricted because the World Cup folks, there's a lot less of them because they moved on to they're racing in Beaver Creek, or they've moved on to Lake Louise for women. So the cost went up slightly just to keep pace with the rising costs with our insurance and with the hill fees, etc., lift ticket costs. But it's $85 per day, which is still a huge bargain, super cheap. $45 per day for lift tickets. So $130 per day total. We've got 11:30 lane times each day. We'll be doing GS Sunday, Monday, and Slalom Tuesday and Wednesday, just like the last several years. We'll have Matt Fox as our head coach again. Here he is. Funny guy, great coach, Masters racer, a very good Masters coach because he'll tell you like it is, and he'll give you ways to break your habits. So we like Matt, and he does it all. I mean, he'll have the camera, he'll drag the gates down and set the course, and then video it. I mean, he does all the work. He's got such a great attitude, and he loves doing it too. So we're happy to have him back again. We're looking at getting 2 lanes. We've got 2 lanes side by side reserved this year. So if we get more people, I'm trying to line up some other folks from Eastern to come out as well. So, but we've already reserved 2 lanes, so there will be no less pressure on the courses. So we're going to bring out enough gates to cover all that. So, but we'll see. So sign up now if you can. We'd appreciate that you do that because it helps us cover our costs like insurance, which went way up this year. So, okay, and we're also bringing the trailer out. So if you need a way to get your gear out there, we'll have the trailer. We can throw all your gear. Well, not all your gear, but we can at least take all your skis in the trailer. So that'll reduce your expenses quite a bit. So let us know. We want to know who's going to need to do that beforehand. So, and then we can give some lift tickets to people in exchange for helping set up and tear down. So let us know if you're interested in doing that. So that's Copper Camp, Afton Alps, Border Battle, and Cos Camp this year. So last year we did a training weekend with Christina. That same weekend, we're going to turn that into a race this year. So, this is when it's scheduled. So we're going to do the all-day Cos Camp, just like last year. We're going to do an all-day Cos Camp on Friday, Slalom and GS simultaneously. We're going to have video and do video coaching again, just like last year. Cos will be there doing both. And then on Saturday, she's going to race with us. We're going to do GS on Saturday. And then if you opt for it, we'll allow, if you pay $45, she will give you video review of your race run. So I don't know if she's going to want to race, or just run, or just stand at the bottom and talk to people, or what. We're just going to leave it up to her. But to help, we will not, Kaz is a great coach, and we try to pay her dues as an former Olympic athlete. So this isn't a moneymaker for us. We do it for you guys. We do it because she's an awesome coach. We do it for her. So, and it's great coaching. People love the video coaching. So we're also going to do the border battle competition again, Region 1 versus Region 2. If you guys aren't familiar with the border battle trophy, it's basically between anyone who's in Region 1, which is us. Most of us here are from Minnesota. So we're Region 1. Region 2 is basically Wisconsin and Illinois. Region 3 and 4 is basically Lower Peninsula and Ohio, Indiana. But most of these folks in Region 4 actually go east to race. So, but that's why we call it the border battles, because between Region 1 and Region 2. So we have a competition where we take, based on your age class, result points within your age class, the top 10 scorers, the top 10 scoring individuals across all 4 of those races are added up, and then we average the points you score between Region 1 and Region 2, and whoever has that highest average wins the trophy. And then the people who are on that team get their name etched on it. So if you hit, there's the trophy there. So you can see that's that same graphic. And this is the winning team last year. So these folks here. And so Pat basically across 4 races, he won his age class 4 times, so he got 100 points. I had 20 points in one of the races probably. Terry had, a 20, who knows, whatever. But then you average this and that average compared to the same people on the Region 2 side, you compare those two, and we were ahead. So that's how that's calculated. So, but it's intended to be a race that brings some of those folks up to race with us. So those of you from Region 2 who can make this race, we'd love to see you because you guys got to win this trophy. We've won it 2 years straight, so we'd like to see you bring a team. Okay, so that's that. Okay, what's next on the calendar? So we're going out to Ski Cooper again. We call it the Shinnecock Showdown. This was Lauren Beckos' name. Actually, before I go into this, I should share with all of you that Lauren Beckos is now the national coordinator for U.S. Alpine Masters. So Bill Skinner, many of you are familiar with Bill. He's still around, but he is officially, he's semi-retired. And Lauren has now been hired by Park City to fill his shoes. So that was a big change. Lauren's going to be awesome. I've been working with her for I don't know how long. She's very energetic, very open-minded. Bill was great. He was very good at powering through and getting us the resources we need to keep Masters alive. Now I think it's a great time for someone like Lauren to step in, who has ideas, who can think openly about things and kind of advance the technology and stuff along those lines. So anyway, she's taking over as national coordinator. If you saw the most recent Masters newsletter, not our newsletter, but the U.S. Alpine Masters newsletter, I think it was mentioned there. So anyways, so she came up with that name because it's Shinnecock, because it's slalom and speed at the same time. So it's January 16th through 20th. That's MLK weekend again. And this is the best event for anyone who hasn't done speed before and wants to try it. So I know several people in this room have done it. Everyone in this room should do it if they haven't. So I'll harass you if you have any interest in it. And it's super economical because Ski Cooper is a very inexpensive place to stay and to ski.
Actually, your buffalo pass.
Yep.
Really gives you days of ski.
It does.
It does, okay.
If you
Okay.
have year pass for buffalo, it gives you days of ski.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So if you have a Buckfield pass, it sounds like they could work at Ski Cooper. I know last year, the Granite Peak pass that they had days at Ski Cooper. I don't know that it does this year, but that's good to know. We should probably let everybody know that. So what is that whole event comprised of? Wednesday, we have a new to downhill speed camp with coaching and their timed runs. So it's optional to do the coaching. But Doug Briggs, who's a speed guy, will teach you all that you need to do to ski downhill and use speed if you haven't done it before. Ski Cooper is a very moderate track for downhill, so it's a great place to start if you're interested. Thursday, there's more timed runs. Friday, there's the 2 formal downhill training runs. If you aren't familiar, downhill requires a formal training run. It's run just like a race, a 5 rule, It has to be on a, they changed that rule, so it can be on the same day, so you can run training run in the morning and race in the afternoon. It used to be separate days, but by rule, you have to have a training run, so like a race. Some of the faster guys, when they get near the finish, they stand up and slow down. They're playing games, you know, with their competitors. They're changing their wax. You know, some people try to skip gates. So, you know, to get a faster time. I don't recommend that. Yeah, so you get a ton of speed runs. There's also two Super G, or there's a Super G and a slalom on Sunday. So you get a lot of racing in, and then Monday there's an optional town GS and Vale. So we did that last year. That was pretty awesome. We raced down what's the Vale's not Golden Eagle, but the race venue, the training venue. It's a monster hill. So it was pretty intense. It was fun.
It's Golden Peak.
Well, yeah, Golden Peak is Beaver Creek, right?
It's
Golden Peak.
Devil Peak is right in Golden Peak.
Yeah, you're right.
And always is a lot of fun.
Yeah. We did it last year. So, and Ben Hallen was out there. We did it last year. So that's optional. That's not part of it, but a lot of people do that on Monday. So it's a great event. Not a whole lot of money, relatively speaking. You're taking a week off, but in terms of the number of speed runs you get, the number of races you're getting in, it's pretty good value. So we're going to do group lodging again. That Midwest Masters will provide some financial assistance with. We're not going to stay at the place we were last year. I'm looking at new places that are going to be better. But you need a full season license for this because they're all sanctioned races. But you can do temp licenses, but you should have a full season license because you need to have the license for the training runs. So that's no problem. You can figure that out. And there are downhill inspection videos. That doesn't work. That's okay. On our YouTube page, if you want to see what the track looks like. Yes. 3 days? Yeah. That's good, because then that'll cover 3 days. The lift tickets are super cheap. Otherwise, it'll probably be $45 a day for whatever days you pass them covered. So think about it. You'll have someone like me who's been out there a million times to help show you the ropes, great coaching, and it's a lot of fun. And the bars in Leadville are really cool. They're surprisingly good food in Leadville. I'm surprised. So that's that. Any questions on MLK? Cooper? Okay. Photos. So yeah, here's the track. This is about as steep as it gets. Now, this is about Buck Hill steep. And that's Don Johnson. He's probably swearing right there. He swears a lot. Great racer though. And there's the slalom run. So on the left, so I compare the slalom run here to Ski Cooper. This is Ski Cooper, to Granite Peak. It's a very similar track. It's flat on top, a fair pitch, and then a run out at the bottom. But it's quite a bit shorter than Granite Peak. Granite Peak is probably 15 seconds longer. Yeah. So it's a very Midwestern hill. And any of you could ski it. The thing with Ski Cooper that's really cool is that the snow is soft. They have no snowmaking. It's all natural. So the only compacting they have is with the cats that they run over. So the snow is not aggressive at all, and people ski differently on it. So you might find that you ski really well on that type of snow, which I found out a few years ago. This is the start house to the downhill. That's the best start house in all ski racing as far as I'm concerned. There's a little warming shack here. They're cooking brats over here. There's all kinds of benches to use. Yeah. So it's a great start house. Yeah, I haven't been there. Yeah, not yet. Maybe next year. Here's the finish. Huge finish. Lots of room. It's very comfortable. So the finish is always one of my bigger concerns. So, I mean, the finish is way up. This is probably the last gate right there. So there's a ton of room, a ton of ski. Scott, you skied it, right? Ooh, Winfrey, you probably skied it. Yeah. I don't know who else.
I think I have some Cooksey races.
Oh, yeah,
the
super combined races. Yeah.
Super G, whatever type of GS. The slalom which merges with chest.
Oh, really?
On the same line?
On the same line.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they do that.
So you
Does that at the end of the year.
race.
cool. Yeah. Okay, so Granite Peak. This is probably our biggest race of the year in Wausau, Granite Peak. So that's our Region 2 championships. Obviously, it's in Region 2. 2 Super G Friday, 2 Slalom Saturday, 2 GS Sunday, same thing as last year. Awards party Saturday night, same as last year. New this year, as I was saying earlier, we're going to do the team competition. So we're going to figure something fun out for that. So again, when you register, we're going to have you assign yourself to a team. And we're also going to use that to promote teams to bring their fellow team members out. So that should help with participation too. So we're hoping we can hit, hit 80, maybe 80 or 100 races this year. So if it gets big enough, we're going to set 2 courses and do 2 groups. But we'll see once registrations come in. This will be a big race this year. So we've got schedule alignment this year. It's going to be awesome. The overall rules, a lot of people have mentioned the overall rules. They think that we should throw out 1 race, which we think is fair, so we're considering that. So typically, traditionally, the overall rules have been you must start all 6 races to even qualify for the overall. So we might throw one of them out. So just a comment on that. So anyways, that's the 8th through the 10th. Okay. Here are the winners last year. And there's the trophy, very similar to this one. I think that trophy is sitting at, it's in Pierce State Ski, I think. It's either at Pierce or it's at Hoyer's on the mantle. But here are our winners from last year. Sally. Sally's online. There she is. Lots of names up there. So, okay, next year, or next slide. Oh, yeah. So the terrain, is that Randy? Looks like Randy. So they put some terrain in the hill last year, which made it pretty interesting. This is the Super G. Go ahead. Everybody having a cocktail? Really? Yeah. So we'll probably schedule that again, formal thing on Friday night. So there's a slalom on the right. Okay, Sear Cup. So we were hoping to get a season-long series at Buck Hill. Slalom in particular for the Sear Cup. We were unable to do that. In fact, Ski Challenge, as many of you know, has lost nights there. The new ownership has been scaling back the amount of racing, so there's far less hill space, but they've still been willing to give us our December training nights and the Sear Cup as we've traditionally done it. So that's what we've got this year, and we're going to do it again as best we can. So let's pray for good conditions and good snow that lasts through the end of February. So we've got 4 nights, Friday, February 22nd, but the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And we're going to squeeze 6 races into those 4 nights. So 3 GS and 3 slaloms. We're going to bring slalom back into it, not have it just be GS. So now, depending on what might happen with reschedules from Ski Challenge, that could throw a wrench in it. Of course, conditions can, as they often have this time of year. But it is a week earlier this year. Everything kind of shifted up a week this year, so hopefully conditions will be good. But we'll probably do 3 runs a night, and that 3rd run of each night would comprise that 3rd race for that event. That makes sense. We'll explain it more as we get closer. So, who is Gabe Sear? A lot of people might not even know that name. Gabe Sear was really a legendary race director at Buck Hill for 25 years, who passed away right as our organization was founded. So we created that trophy right away. So the rules vary slightly each season, but we basically reward a balanced performance and attendance. Bonus points are awarded based on age. So the older you are, the more advantage you have. We vary it slightly each season because we change the number of races, we change the mix of those races. So, but that's basically how it works. Here are your winners last season. Scott and Andrea, they're both here. What do you guys think? Thank you, right? Thank you. Okay, good. All right. Then our last event of the season, spring playing, March 9th and 10th up in Duluth. That's the Region 1 Championships. 2 GS Saturday, 2 Slalom Sunday, same deal as usual. And then awards party Saturday night. Again, the overall rules, we might alter the race. So that's that. What do we have next slide? Oh yeah, here's our winners from last season. Eddie and Abby, pretty fast. There's the trophy. Yeah, and again, I think this one's sitting at Pierce next to all the ski. It should be sitting there somewhere. So congratulations to them. And then, of course, Masters Nationals this year is at Mammoth again. It is an awesome venue. The downhill is it's intermediate. It's not horribly tough. This is the tough turn on the right. It never looks tough on camera, but it falls away, and that's the money turn. But this is the start, and it's all above the tree line, and right about here is where I snap my hamstring with the surgery. But it's a really beautiful place. And that year, so again, for those who don't know what Masters Nationals is, it's a full-on downhill Super G, GS and slalom. Everybody goes from all over the country. Big race, our biggest race of the year, 17th through 23rd of March. So it's basically a full week. Okay, so next slide. Yeah, so 2 years ago when we went, Mike Ogier and I were staying in our room, and this was our view out of the second floor. What? Yes. Yeah. We have other photos too, but the whole building was just covered. Okay, so there's a lot of other non-conflicting, by non-conflicting I mean not conflicting with any of the stuff on our master schedule, events, adult events all over the Midwest. So CMSC is going to Ski Brule early December the 7th through 9th. That's a bit of a haul for people in Minnesota, but other people may find that a great destination. They do a training day, I think, on Friday. So that's a great option. The Lakes and Legends GS right now is tentatively scheduled for December 29th. That is not etched in stone yet, but that was a GS race that they held last year at Wells Village. That's at Wells Village. CMSC is also going to lacrosse on the 11th through 13th. I'm planning to go to that race for sure. 11th is a training day. So if you want to head out to lacrosse and race there, there's a race. The U.S. Alpine Masters Eastern Regionals is at Stratton, Vermont, the 24th to 27th. So that's an off weekend for us too. Patrick's Place GS, that's at Buck Hill on February 23rd. That same weekend, CMSC is heading to Chestnut for a 3-day weekend. Ski Challenge State GS races are at Giants Ridge March 1st to 3rd, and NASCAR Nationals Squaw Valley April 3rd through 7th. And Tim, you were saying that MRL Championship looks to be probably that 27th, 24th.
I think so. That's what I heard. Tentatively, yeah.
Okay. So MRL,
Great.
yeah, which would be great. So if MRL is an off weekend too, that works well for everybody. So in terms of opportunities for racing, it's a great season. I'm excited about lacrosse. It's really hard to get hill space there. This stuff is not. So, but yeah, we'll do that. So all of these events, so we do weekly updates too that we send out every Sunday night if there's not a newsletter. It's kind of that lighter blue colored email, and we announce what's going on that week. Now that might be too late for you to plan, so that's a good point. We'll send this out ahead of time. All these non-master races. So any questions on that at all? Okay. Oh yeah, so that's it for this. Now those interested in race crew will stick around after this. We can chat. Does anyone have any questions otherwise? Bruce and there's another name. I don't know. So we're having no.
No?
He's oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he's. Okay, yeah, he's definitely trying to be more hands off. So I email him when it's an emergency, which generally takes care of. But there's Paul Yeager.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Paul and Bruce, I think, are still both involved. So we should talk about that. So any questions on the calendar or general questions about the program? All right. Are there any questions online?
No.
then I guess that's it. We still got food, so feel free to hang out. As far as the race crew, why don't we all just kind of gather right here, and we can talk about quick Q&A on race crew and call it a wrap, I guess. Oh, t-shirts and jackets. So those of you who are on the trophies there, who are getting jackets, Katie will help check your size. So we got the boxes here of all the jackets. Can't take them with you because they don't have embroidery on them yet. So we've had a delay, but we will have them ready for training in December. And then t-shirts too. We got t-shirts. We have got one already. So thanks again for coming. Thanks, Tom. Thank you. Glad to have you. And